Hey, what's up? I'm X. Today, there's no gimmicks involved, I just want to teach you guys how to escape Pkers in the wilderness. Whether you're a PVMer or a PKer, or just some random guy doing a clue scroll, odds are you do not want to die in the wilderness. I am going to teach you 9 different ways to escape Pkers in the wilderness, and if you like this video and like what I do here, I'd really appreciate you subscribing and liking, it actually helps. Let's get right into it. First off, let's start with the freeze log under. This method is incredibly simple. All you have to do is bring a small magic switch or a Zamorak Godsword or something that freezes an opponent. Wait until you're unfrozen, freeze them, and then stand underneath them until you're able to log out. It may happen sometimes that your opponent has mithril seeds. They will plant these to move one tile to the west and try to get out from underneath you. If they do this, simply walk with them, as there's a little bit of a delay from them being able to attack you. If you keep walking with them, you'll be able to log out in no time. Another freeze method you can do is freeze with an obstacle. Take these stalagmites, for example. I'm able to hide on the other side with my opponent frozen in a way that he will never be able to reach me. Please be aware though, people will still be using mithril seeds to sometimes get an angle on you, so be aware. One way to escape Pkers that requires very little skill is something that I just call roundabout. To do this method, all you will do is build up a rapport with your opponent, meaning keep trying to escape the same way over and over again. When your opponent goes to get the upper hand on you by cutting you off, you will run the opposite direction. And in a lot of places in the wilderness, there are a lot of pre-existing escape methods that PKers are already ready for. If you simply run the other direction, this may stall them long enough for you to log out. This has been a popular method for quite a while, and it's an incredibly funny one when it works. It works best if you do build that rapport we were just talking about, but an area with a cave entrance, or a ladder, or a dungeon, or whatever, do your best to make it look like you're going into the cave. That could be with an emote, or you can right-click use one of your items on the entrance and make your character face it. Most of the dungeons in the wilderness take a second to get into, or they are one-way entrances. If you can fool your opponent into going through them, you'll be safe to run the other direction. Now this one might seem a little bit silly, but as a part-time PKer myself, you would be amazed how many players have the opportunity to teleport and just do not do so. So this tip is just teleport. Don't assume that your opponent is going to have teleportation block. Whenever you're in a fight and you don't want to be in one, you need to make sure that you're running towards whatever escape you can, and you're making sure that you're staying away from multi. Although in some cases, players who are risking a lot while PKing you will not want to follow you into multi, as they are afraid that you have a team, and allow you to get out that way. But overall, just teleport if you've got it. Next we have gap. Gap is the enemy of all PKers. Gap refers to having too much distance between a PKer and a victim, that the PKer can no longer attack, allowing the victim to log out. You can achieve gap naturally by just running and hoping that your opponent is not good enough to catch you, but there are ways to help it along, such as freezing your opponent or getting them stuck behind obstacles, trees, or rocks. The escape that I find myself using the most is with ladders, cave entrances, and other entrances in the wilderness. If you find yourself up against a gigantic team, you are obviously not going to be able to take them all on, but going in and out of the caves or up and down ladders will wildly reduce their numbers and their attention. Go up and down ladders, go in and out of caves until you find your moment. A lot of times, I'll have teams of about 4 people on me, so I'll keep going in and out of caves so that they'll spread out. Then I'll notice that there's only 1 player on the outside, for example. So I'll quickly run and take my chances with the 1 player rather than the 3. Now this tip might seem a little bit obvious, but it's easy to forget when you're in a bind. Just fucking kill them. They can't kill you if they're dead. If you find yourself unable to kill them, however, it's nice to at least apply pressure by attacking them. A lot of times this will lower their guard and make them unable to freeze you or catch up, which will allow you to escape. And lastly, while it's never the goal, sometimes it is just a lot easier to die. Sometimes dying is advantageous as it keeps you from losing an item, but really there's no faster escape from the whole situation than just dying. But also fuck that, because you're not a quitter. Not ever since you learned the call an ambulance but not for me strategy from my other video, which you should totally check out. I know there's a ton of leagues content out right now, and don't worry, I'll be contributing to it soon, but I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you next time with whatever I decide to do. See ya.